First of all, when I went live the first time trying to do this, I heard myself. Like I would like talk, and then a few moments later I would hear myself say whatever the fuck I just said. And I'm not too fond of that. Like I'm loving myself more and more every day, but don't let me hear myself play back on like a video. I'm going to cringe. Cringing is not bad, honestly. Cringing is great. But I just wasn't ready for that this morning. So yeah. Anyway, I just got the shower. Fresh. No, I need to brush my teeth, y'all. It's not early in the morning because I be up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, 3 in the morning sometimes. But it's early for me to be on here because, I was used to doing live readings on my Instagram. It's early, but I guess I'm having to adjust doing it on YouTube because I haven't been doing early live readings in a while. So let me brush my teeth first and then we're going to get into it. I never do a live, especially spiritually, without being clean, first. And so hence why I just got the shower and I brush my teeth, because if we're having messages implanted in us or like probed in us from the divine, right? And we want to relay these messages to the collective. Being clean is more than just like hygiene Olympics bullshit. No. Just simply being clean is respect to the Most High and respect to yourself. Plus, when you're dealing with like messages and shit like that, you want the source of the message to be clean, so yeah. I do have a video uploaded on my channel talking about spiritual hygiene. It's just talking about brushing your teeth. I'm gonna make an updated one, but I wanted to go over all the basics first, like the regular hygiene first, before we get into like, I guess more spiritual inclined hygiene. But everything's spiritual, so yeah. Give me a minute, y'all. Hopefully when this video is posted, I can put some like timestamps in the comment section. So that y'all can fast forward to when it actually starts. Like a mini vlog right now. Hold on. It's a good thing nobody's in here. Then like 1 more minute. Yesterday was the new moon, and it was called the black moon. And if you didn't set any intentions for yesterday, you're fine, bro. We have opportunities to embark or be in the energy of the new moons and the full moons. Like, you usually really have a 3-day like span. So when a full moon or a full moon or a new moon comes up, the day before, the day of, and the day after are like the 3 days you really have. Obviously, the day that it's peaking, which would have been yesterday, the new moon at 3 a.m., that would have been the most potent time to do something under the new moon. But since it's still the day after, we still have lingering effects effects of the new moon. So always remember that. Sorry, I gotta brush my teeth. You're always capable of harnessing the power of the full moons and the new moons a day before and a day after. All right, now that my teeth is nice and clean and brushed, my hair is washed, I got in the shower, I feel like I'm clean enough to relay some messages for you all. All right, so if you read the title of this, it's called This is a video for the 13%, or my 13%. And we're talking about revenge and how that plays a role in our lives. Nothing too like written down or anything. All these messages are going to come straight from source. So yeah, but Spirit told me to title the video something with revenge. Obviously I don't remember the title because it wasn't from me, it was from the Most High, but it has to do with revenge. So yeah, let me breathe, let me take my time. I want these messages to come out clear for you guys. I want these messages to come out in a way where you guys can receive it fully. I definitely know for a fact, because of just, you know, claircognizance and shit like that, that there's a percentage of my collective right now that has this vengeful spirit, and I'm not shaming you for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. None of that. At the end of the day, when someone does you of harm, or when someone does you wrong in any way, shape, or form, especially on the more higher end of, you know, atrocities and stuff like that, it is a normal feeling to want revenge or to, like, feel vengeful, because it's almost like when you go through something somebody else puts you through, and the way karma can work at different times in your life. All right, you're about to be put on timeout because you can't be mature. All right, anyway, we're still talking about revenge. So yes, in the Bible and other places and stuff like that, we try to talk about, like, the revenge is the Lord, the revenge is your spirit team and stuff like that. Cool. And that needs to be known. I feel like a lot of my collective, this 13% particularly, needs to know that, because your power here on this earth, how old am I? I'm 24. Your power here on this 20 earth, your power here on earth is essential. Your power here on earth is important. And if you know of your power, you know why you really shouldn't take revenge when it comes to certain things, because there is spiritual court, and I will talk about that in a minute. I know all about feeling vengeful. Watching Jewish people have free reign over my country really speaks to my inner evil. To be honest, okay, I'm glad I'm getting up people from different countries speaking up as well, not just America. I'm in America, if you guys wanted to know. But yes, even down to, like, feeling the revenge of wanting to snatch the reparations out of the oppressor hand. Like, it can go that deep, but it can also go into deep where somebody had, like, on a more personal level, like if somebody did you dirty, or it was like blasphemy, or like they lied on your name or something. I could get how when you're in, like, a dark night of the soul, or when you're going through some things and you take a look at over what's going on over there, and you can see, oh, why is everything so going great over there, or why are they able to enjoy their lives when they did me so wrong. For a lot of people right now, I need you guys to know that sometimes how karma works, or how God works, or how God dishes out what's going to be happening to people who do people a certain way without warrant. Sometimes God will have people live their entire lives, or a good majority of the beginning of their lives, not without fault, but and not without a care, but they're allowed to live their lives free, right? Or so they think they're free. And so they get to a certain age that will probably, like, really expose who they are, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they did a whole bunch of years of masking themselves and trying to bury deep down the guilt they have from doing others dirty. It'll be 1 year in their life where everything hits them all at once. And if they can't handle the waves of emotions, they can lose everything. And I'm not saying this so we can be like, ha 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 ha, you know, they're going through it. I'm saying this so people can know that everybody's karma is playing out differently in everyone's life, depending on who they are, how many times you've been here on this life, what you did, what you didn't do. Like, everybody's spiritual contracts and things of that nature, and akashics and all that are different. So karma might play out differently than other people. You know what I'm saying? For example, for me personally, I'm so used to instant karma that I don't even play like that. Even if there are people that, you know, I know don't like me, or I don't particularly like the things they do or the things they've done, you know what I'm saying? I still try to A, not send evil eye towards them, B, not try to send any too much, like, The only time you have me on a mode where I'm the aggressor and the spiritual components is if I feel like there's energy coming to me. When I was younger, I did do return to senders, like a return, you know what I'm saying, like no, I would do a return to sender or something like that. But as I'm older and as we are educated in our own alchemy, you just taking the energy somebody gives you, good or bad, and alchemizing it into power is the best bet. I feel like returning to senders and stuff like that and trying to reflect that energy back to the void or back to that person. One is the easiest route when it comes to spiritual defense. Two, not only is it the easiest route, you're putting that energy back onto the universe. So instead of doing that, how about we take whatever hate or whatever they think they got going on for us, and let's alchemize that into power. If you can alchemize your own pain into power, imagine what you could do with other sources of that. You know what I'm saying? Along with the help of the Most High, your shadow, your spirit team. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're really grounded in yourself, when you really know who you are, especially in the spirit, and what you're at least know, like at least 75% of what you're capable of, or 50%. I don't know. If you know to some degree what you're capable of, you can change or transform anything that comes at you into a personal gain for yourself. And when you're doing that, you're not putting that nasty energy back out into the air. You're claiming it for yourself so you can turn that pain into power, turn that pain into fortune, turn that pain into acceleration for yourself. What exactly is your religion? Alchemy is a concept of the Jewish Kabbalah. Well, I feel like I'm an omnipresent type spirit. I'm an omnist, so I definitely do believe that there's truth in all religions. I do study a lot of different religions. My dad, he converted to Islam when he got remarried when I was in middle school. My mom and dad, when they were together, they were Christian, and then they separated, and my mom doesn't really follow the religion. My mom is still religious as far as Christianity goes, so I'm just like the little melting pot. Like, I never wanted to put myself in a box. I respect all religions for the most part. Do I agree with everything and on every religions? And no, I don't feel like anybody should. I feel like everybody can have their opinions and thoughts and beliefs on religions, even the ones that you follow. But I feel like it was best for me to be someone who studies and know the truth in all, because I am all. My name is Trinity. You know what I'm saying? So that is a really interesting background. I study everything as well. Yes, yeah, it is a very interesting background when you've literally seen different religions play out in your life. And I used to have a best friend. I think her parents or her like grandparents on her side, her mom's side, practice Hindu. So I got the pleasure of witnessing so many forms of religions, even if it was just a lifestyle religious type of thing. Like, I've seen Buddhists in action. You know what I'm saying? So when you grow up with exposed to certain things, you either go hard or left, which meaning you're just a hardcore spiritualist, that's it, or you go the opposite way where you just like, no, there's truth in all this shit, and why are we arguing? You know what I'm saying? You said, I've always wondered why karma was taking a while. While karma was taking a while or not doing anything, that clarifies it. Thanks. Exactly. And also I do feel like the more you don't worry about the karma or what the other people are going to get, the better it is for that to figure itself out, because there is spiritual court. There's court up in the heavens or up in the 5D, the astral plane, that they're literally sorting things out. So while there are certain consequences that might not take form instantly here on Earth in the 3D, trust and believe, if you were meant to be here and you work for God, you're God's child, or you know what I'm saying, you're a certain caliber and as far as spiritually ranked, they're working something out for you up there if you were done wrong. What do you know about the black cube of Saturn? Bruh, that's crazy. Can you please talk about the black cube of Saturn if you know more about it? Because I keep getting downloads about that. Or like, I literally come across a video and then the person in the video is saying, and the black cube of Saturn, what is that? I'm glad you brought that up. Still never figured out why Islam and Judaism both incorporated in the established religion. I know about Saturn itself, like Saturn the planet, and how Saturn represents the father in nature. of the astrology sign. Also, it represents like discipline in the 3D world. Like, you know what I'm saying? It also represents, you know, structure in like a 9 to 5 component, or like, you know, the regular human scope. But I'm trying to definitely want to learn more about the would you say the black cube of Saturn, because I keep hearing about it. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you brought that up, to be honest, because I definitely feel like we're gonna go over that soon. There is a black cube on Saturn, and somehow people from long ago knew it was there before telescopes. I believe it. I feel like because of the humans' range, or the humans' capability of creating different technology, we kind of lose our gifts. So obviously, if we're always evolving through the things that we create here on Earth, we're obviously going to have less and less gifts in action. Meaning, why would there be a need for telecommunication if the humans built the phone? Why would there be a need to fly if humans built freaking airplanes? And all the inventions that we have here on Earth literally mimic a lot of the powers that we possess naturally as humans, but we bury so deep within us that there's no need for it. Wouldn't you rather much tap into self and into the collective consciousness, and to discover at least maybe a tenth of these powers to be highly evolved individuals? Because I just genuinely believe that we've kind of spoiled ourselves to the point where, you know, technology is great, don't get me wrong. I'm an Aquarius, you know what I'm saying? We're in the age of Aquarius, age of technology, fast this, you know, it's cool. I love it. But at the same time, when we're not tapping back into the human scope of things, or being a human, we don't even know what that entails. We don't even know that after mastering a certain... You said black cube represents 3D material world worship. Yes, it does. Thank you, because I definitely researched that a few days ago, or maybe a few weeks ago. You said black cube represents 3D material world worship. Yes, that is a good way to explain it, actually. But yeah, let's tie that into the 3D material world worship, because we have the gift of being able to create things in this world, technology, different inventions to help us. It's usually not, yes, all these inventions are good and they help humanity, but because we've gotten to a certain point of like laziness within the within humanity, it's definitely more for the convenience of living and not for the necessity of living. A lot of these creations, are built for the convenience of living, not the necessity of living. When we get off of the more necessary, we're not living in... Anyway, we're no longer living in fight or flight or survival mode when we're not creating out of necessity. We're creating out of pure whatever else it is. But I genuinely believe that we're creating out of convenience and not out of self-empowerment. When we're creating more so out of self-empowerment and the evolution of the human, and for us to gain more human powers, I feel like that will be on a good road. It's also better than, you know, just creating out of the simple fact that, like, I don't know, just creating in general is a whole different conversation. We definitely just talked a lot. Definitely talked your head off. I do still have some messages for the 13%, so I'm gonna go ahead and get those out. Let's get to the download book real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to go, because why would you ask me an inappropriate question? Does this look like fucking Pornhub to you? This is definitely YouTube. That's not even allowed. Put user on timeout, because why would you ask me such a vile and disgusting freaking question, you twat? Anyway. Sorry, guys. My hair is still kind of wet, y'all. Anyway. This is my download book, so when I go outside, primarily when I'm getting the codes from the sun, whatever I hear in my head, I write it down. And majority of the messages I hear are like messages for myself or spirit. So I definitely want to see what spirit has for us today. Gotta push it, push. Why did that song? I just hear that song. Push it to the limit, limit. Cause we're in it to win. I don't know why that song might be significant for somebody. I feel like, oh, okay. I definitely feel like for this particular group of people, you're on the brink of discovering something about yourself or about the reality that you've just entered or you previously left. And like, because it's such the concepts of you and the world you're in right now are so grand that you have to do some type of mental work. You know what I'm saying? Like when the song you're in, the song push it to, like, yes, they're talking about physically working yourself out, but I think spirit is wants us me to tie it back into working out in the spirit and working out in the mind. When you can actually like understand your own concepts and your own reasons as to why you do certain things, you pass a level every fucking time. You pass a level every time. For example, I want to get a little bit vulnerable right now because it is what it is. I've been sober. I don't really do any hard drugs or anything, but I was addicted to marijuana and tobacco. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's not real. Da, 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 da. Like, you can definitely get addicted to these substances. You can get addicted to the freaking people. If people can get addicted to TV, what makes you think people can't get addicted to like any other source? Right? Anyway, I was like 5 to 6 months sober. But this past week, I don't know why, but I feel like I was granted like just like a leeway to smoke like some tobacco. So I decided to smoke some tobacco. Great. Cool. I smoked some tobacco, it was fine. I didn't get the mental like nush to like smoke weed. That was my choice. I feel like me smoking tobacco was like just to test it and see if I'm like addicted to it. And I feel like I'm good with tobacco, to be honest. Like I could put it down when it comes with weed. All right. So I decided to smoke weed. That wasn't even a download. I got to do that. I don't know why. I know why I did it because obviously, yeah. So I decided to smoke some weed, right? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't too bad, but one thing I will know and will know about myself now is that there are parts of me that didn't actually want to smoke weed, while there are other parts that did. How did one part of myself convince the other half to do something? The only way you're going to convince yourself to do something is if you gaslight yourself. Hear me out. I was going really deep right here because I took a morning walk this morning. I'm like, if I want to stop attracting certain people, attracting certain energies or whatever or situations into my life, I have to stop subconsciously or consciously doing those things to myself. So for example, even though this is a small example, I decided to somehow, some way gaslight myself into thinking that it was okay to breaking my 6 month freaking sobriety. If my brain is that intelligent, and if your brain is that intelligent to where you can convince your own self to change something in your reality, what makes you think that, that won't be reflected back out to you in the real world? Gaslighting is in everyday life. We pretend like we live in a free country as they tax the shit out of us. So consciously gaslighting is normal. Exactly. Thank you for saying that, because we definitely do need to break that norm. Gaslighting is such a normal practice. Even people with their kids, they gaslight their kids all the time to get them to do something they don't want to do or want to do. It's ingrained in our parenting. It's ingrained in the government. It's ingrained in literally, yes, like you said, everyday life. So that is one thing I feel like, because I had this conversation with myself this morning, that was a message for the 13% of my collective. Start analyzing your relationship, your own personal relationship with gaslighting and how you do it to yourself. Because I know maybe like in a week or few, I'm gonna maybe regret smoking weed. Do I have an addiction to where I've worked on it because I've been sober for so long? I can put it down, but it's the fact that I even made the choice to smoke it, or I gaslit myself to do it. So that is the main message for the people in my 13%. What is your relationship with gaslighting? How are you gaslit every day by yourself and others to do things that you don't want to do anymore? What can you do to stop gaslighting yourself, or what can you do to catch yourself in the gaslighting?
I like this self-analysis. I can't fucking read perspective. I've never seen this before on social media. Oh, really? Thank you. Yeah, this channel is all about that. I do read cards. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to my spiritual practices, I always like to kind of tie it back into like the psychological slash sciences. We have the spiritual slash God talk, and then we have earth. I like to make sure it's all mixed in. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, if you guys are interested in any other content on this page, I have readings on the page in the video section. A lot of different readings for a lot of different things. This is going to be episode 1 of this particular series. It's for the 13%. Actually, no, technically it's episode number 2. There's a literal video on this page that says urgent message for the 13%. That might resonate with some or not. But I love you guys. I'm going to go live again, maybe in like 30 minutes, either on a different topic or not. Are you wearing a wig? No, my hair is just really puffy and I just got out the shower. I just washed it. So my roots are kind of puffy. So yeah. It's kind of funny you said that because sometimes I be like, dang, it does look like a wig sometimes. But no, and it's my hair is like cut really differently. I freeformed my hair, so basically I didn't comb my hair. I let my afro turn into a locks for me. So yeah, that's for people who are uneducated on the freeform lock journey. If you want to think about somebody who can give you a good example, I would say freaking Bob Marley, because he literally allowed his afro to do it himself. I come from China. I don't understand English. I use a oh, okay. But no, it's not a wig. I just have interestingly thicker roots. Okay, you guys, I'm going to post this live and you guys can watch it back. I'm going to go live again maybe in like 30 minutes or in like an hour. And we're going to get even deeper into the 5D. I love you guys and thank you for attending this live with me.